All right, hi everyone. Welcome to 2018. We have started a new year, and I just wanted to come on and do a little review of some of the supplies and things that I use for those who may be new to the channel. I have now almost 8,500 subscribers, which is awesome, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. I had no clue that this was going to happen when I started this channel about, what was it, a little over a year ago. Yeah, I thought maybe a couple hundred people. Over 8,000 just blows me away. Really does. But I thought I would talk a little bit about some of my supplies. Let me see if I can zoom out just a little. I've changed where I'm working, so my setup is a little bit different, but I thought I'd talk about a little bit about what I use for those who are new. I cut my own tiles, so these are 3.5 by 3.5 pieces of sketchbook paper. I use the paper that I happen to have on hand. It's a nice sort of a medium weight. It's not super thick, but it's not, you know, paper thin like typing paper or, you know, copy paper. Nice sketchbook paper, has a nice tooth to it, and this happens to be the sketchbook I took it out of. I take it out of this one that's 9 by 12, and then I just cut it into 3.5 by 3.5. So, you know, I get 1, 2, 3, or 9 or 12 off of a sheet. What do I get off of a sheet? I don't even know. I get 1, 2. So I get 6. I get 6 off of one piece of paper, and I draw on both sides. So I get 12 drawings on one sheet of paper. And I know this wasn't very expensive. This particular sketchbook came a couple of years ago from Dick Blick, I believe. They were having a buy one, get 2 free sale. That was an awesome deal, let me tell you. I'm mostly right now drawing with the Micron, Sakura Micron pens, the 01 pens. I also have it in a brush style pen, which this particular one has not been my favorite, but I'm going to continue to use it until I use it up. I sometimes use a Stettler pigment liner, the 03, when I want to get a little bit fatter line. I also have it in an 05, I believe. Next to me when I'm working, I have this, and I can't tilt the camera, but I have this little 3-drawer plastic container that has these great little drawers. They're Sterlite. It's got this little drawer. See, oops. Let me zoom me back out again. Just this little drawer. It's the whole unit is about 8 or 9 inches tall, about 9 inches deep, and about 6 inches wide. Not very big, but it contains all my supplies in there at hand. And I have one drawer for my pencils, one drawer for my pens that I'm using currently, one drawer for my colored pens, so I can get to them easily. I've got my blending stuff. I got some tortillons. I don't use them that often. They're the kind that's the rolled paper, but I have them on hand just in case. I also keep my pencil and my white Uniball Signo and my pencil in here. All sorts of things. I like to use a kneaded eraser when I use my stuff. So here's what a kneaded eraser looks like. It just, you know, you just pull on it like a piece of bubble gum, right? And that's how you can clean it and get the right, and you can make it any shape, and it molds to your hand, and I really like it. And you can either erase completely, or you can just dab and just get a little bit of color off if you've gone a little crazy with your pencil. And I have no problem with using an eraser. I like this particular Faber-Castell pencil sharpener. Happens to be my favorite. It has a place for colored pencils here and for 2 different sizes of regular pencil. I like it. And I use just a regular old emery board or one of these sandpaper blocks to clean off my blending stump if it gets really so dirty I can't stand it, or if the tip gets mushed into a kind of a flat. I will use this to make it pointy again. And what else do I use on a regular basis? Oh, these are the blending stumps. They come in various sizes, from all the way from small ones like this to great big old fat ones like this. I don't tend to use this one very much, but you know, every so often, it's what I grab. But if you don't have fancy supplies, plain old dollar store pen will do, and any old paper that you have will do. I like to cut mine into the squares like the Zentangle official, just so that it's the right size for you guys, so you know it's like a standard size. And also a lot of your tangle patterns will end up, and your tiles will end up where you can turn them any direction. Well, that one happens to be mandala-like. Let me get one that's less mandala-y. Like this one. So you can go any direction. It doesn't matter. This one. Because it's abstract, because it's Zentangle, it tends to lend itself better to a square, because then you don't automatically think it has a right side up and an upside down, because you're not working with a rectangle. So I just find a square just an easier shape to deal with. And then, what else did I want to talk about? Well, sometimes I use colored pencils. When I do, I will use Prismacolor, because it's the ones I have. Use whatever you like. I have found, though, that it seems to be really worthwhile if you can save up your money and buy a better colored pencil than the no-name brand ones at like Michael's. I don't really like their colored pencils. They don't have enough pigment. There's too much wax. That being said, though, if you have not got the budget for colored pencils, the ones I like the best in budget are actually the Crayola ones. Crayola makes a great product, and there's a reason for that. And so don't skimp out if you're going to use colored pencils. At least get the Crayola brand. Don't get the no-name brands. The no-name brands just don't seem to work. That's just my own personal opinion. You do whatever you want. And then I was going to talk about all of these tiles I made in the last several months. Look at all these. That's not all of them. Hang on, folks. They're coming. They're coming. Holy guacamole. Look at that stack. Those are what I've gathered up and what I've created since the last giveaway. That's a lot of tiles. And that doesn't even include the Inktobers. There's all the Inktobers. So there's another 31 drawings front to back. 15 tiles. So I'm going to give some of these away to you guys. It will be random. You won't have a choice. I will just start giving things away. And what I want you guys to do, in order for me to decide who these things are going to, I would like... You know, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I've never have. It's never been my thing. However, I think going into the new year, it's always good to have a focus. I do kind of like that word of the year. I've done that before in some of my art journals and some of the other things that I do. And I think having a purpose for the year, a goal, is a good thing. So I don't think of it as a New Year's resolution. New Year's resolutions tend to be, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to eat more healthy, I'm going to exercise more. They always seem to tend to be around that. I'm thinking more of a long-term word like perseverance, or I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I don't have a word for this year. Sometimes I don't get a word. Sometimes it comes later. It doesn't come right at the beginning of the year. One year my word was growth. One year my word was healing. I had some stuff I needed to work out, and I got better. I did. And I don't know, maybe your word of the year, and it doesn't have to be one word, it could be a phrase. Maybe it's creativity, or joy, or happiness, or reconciliation. Maybe you have some relationships in your life and you need to reconcile with those people. That to me is broader. It doesn't create a disappointment. You know, I'm going to lose weight this year, and then you don't, and you actually gain weight, and then you feel crap about yourself. I don't think those are positive. They're not helpful. So for myself, I would like to know what either a word of the year, or a goal, or a direction where you want to take your life. Now, if you want to become healthier and you know, exercise more and eat less, you know, by all means, go for it. I've just found that in my personal life, I have a hard time with those. Those just don't stick with me. But I have a much easier time with a bigger picture. And so maybe by the time it's time to do the drawing for the giveaway, I will have come up with, you know, something that I want to work on in my life this year. I'm going to put a couple more of these out just because I want you guys to see them. I think these ones we did at the end of the year, really cool. Cool stuff. I don't even know if these were at the end of the year. I don't think they were. Well, maybe they were. No, these weren't Christmas ornament ones. These were, I don't know when they were. Because now I've got them all mixed up. I pulled them out of the box and they're not in order anymore. So, some of my favorites that I've done this year. I love this one. That one's so much fun. You know, they don't have to be spectacular to be tiles that you like. This one, I had a hard time just keeping my lines straight with this one. It wasn't my best day for drawing. Might have been sick, whatever. But I really like it. You know, you look on it and I like it. I like this one. Most of my tiles I like. Just putting it out there. Most of my tiles I like. And it's not because they're really spectacular and good. This was not the best tile, but I like it. You know, they're all fun. And I learned something. I learned with you guys. I don't come with a preconceived idea or notion of what a tile is going to look like when I start. And 90% of the time, I've never even seen the pattern before until I turn on the video and start learning with you. And I think that's really important because I think learning something new every day is important. It keeps our brains engaged. It keeps us active. Even when we are having a tough day physically, if we're not able to get out and do the things we want to do, if we can still learn something new in a day, that's awesome, you know? This one was not one of my favorites. It kind of went weird on me. That's all right. These were some of the ones I was working on when we were doing, I was doing some of the lessons or the challenges in, what was it called? Not pattern focus. Well, never mind. Week 11, string 3, Knightsbridge. We were doing, expanding our pattern library. And so, like, Knightsbridge was one of the patterns that we were supposed to explore. And we were using different strings, and we were using Knightsbridge in multiple different ways. And that helps to expand. See, look at all the different ways we were... I used Knightsbridge, which is basically, you know, checkerboard. I used it in different ways. That was, this one here had Knightsbridge in it too. It was an interesting challenge to take Knightsbridge and do something different with it. I'm trying to remember where it is. Anyway, that has nothing to, I've gone off on a rabbit trail. Sorry, folks. So what I want you to do in order to be eligible for winning one of these or multiples of these, I'll probably just grab a stack and stick them in an envelope. I've learned that I can put up to 10 pieces of paper in one envelope and still be in the weight for one stamp, so I can afford a few stamps. Tell me, what is your, not your resolution, but what is your hopes and dreams? Maybe your one word, if you have one, for 2018. What is it that you'd like to see happen in 2018? You know, is it a new job? Is it that you have more time around the house? Is it a better relationship with your kids? Is it, you know, this year we're doing a lot of construction, and I've actually moved where I have set up my camera and my equipment. I was on the dining room table. That was really not working well. But because of the construction that we've had around the house, we managed to clean out one of the second bedrooms. And until I have guests, I'm going to work in here. It's a little bit quieter. I've got my contractors in the backyard digging things up. And I've got a lot of chaos going on. So maybe calm might be a good word for me for 2018. I would like to get rid of the chaos. So rather than saying as a New Year's resolution, get rid of the chaos, because it seems to me that you're concentrating on chaos. I want to do it the other way. I want to create calm spaces for myself. And so in order to do that, I found myself a space that's furthest away from the noise in the backyard. I've made myself a comfortable area where I can work. And, you know, I'm gonna draw. And drawing makes me calm. So do that for me in the comments below, right here. Tell me about your hopes and dreams and wishes for 2018. If you do resolutions and that's a thing for you, you know, go for it. Tell me about those. That's great. Otherwise, make a comment of how you think you would like to see 2018 move forward. And try to be positive. You know, make it about something good. A goal or a something, you know, kindness, happiness, joy, Thanksgiving. You know, maybe you're planning to have a more fulfilling spiritual life, more a religious study. Any of those things. It doesn't matter what you say. Just say something in the comments below, and then let me think as to what would be the best day to hold the drawing. Let me look at my calendar. I didn't even think about this ahead because, you know, I do not do a whole lot of planning. I'm not the planning kind of gal. So, let me look at the calendar. Let me change it over to month view. Today is Wednesday. Let's give it until next Wednesday. Let's give it 7 days. So you have until next Wednesday to comment, which would be January 10th. And then I will do the winner confirmations on the 11th, because I will have time to do that. It'll be my day off. And then you'll have to contact me with your snail mail address, and I will pop the winners at least 2 or 3, probably 8 or 10 pages of drawings. And then you can do with them what you will. You can keep them for yourself, or you can pass them on to others and share the joy of Zentangle with other people. So that's it for right now. I'm going to gather myself, get my thoughts ready, go peek at the contractors and see what they're doing, and then see if I can start drawing for the new year. I know I'm a week behind on the actual drawings, so you're still watching until the end of the week. You're still watching drawings I did at the beginning of December, and going all the way through the ones that should have been posted by December 31st or January 1st, but I continued it for an extra week. And so I'm going to be a week behind. And I may keep that schedule. I think that's going to be really helpful for me, is to always be posting 1 week behind what is posted at pattern-collections.com. I think moving forward for the year, I'm going to pretty much stay with that, because that gives me a 1 week leeway for when the unexpected happens. So I think that's how I'm going to move forward, and we'll see how the year goes. There may be some times where I will not be able to record. I just, I'm going to take some days off. It was really nice having almost 3 weeks off. I missed you guys, and I missed doing this, but it was really nice having that time off. So, this has no drawing in it, and I'm sorry if that you were expecting a drawing, and if you fast forwarded, that's fine too. It really doesn't bug me. Yeah, let me get myself organized and put together here, and I will start drawing for January. I will see you guys later, and you have a really blessed day. Bye-bye.